right, so on that subject, let's switch and let's go to Kanye.
Right.
I mean, let me y'all know more about this than I do, so I just want to give my broad perspective on it. Like you said, I know he was trying to do something with Louis Vuitton and some other places, but I don't care what a person is really, as long as it's something positive. I don't care what they really saying.
Right.
As long as they really believe in what they saying, and it's not like I said, it's not negative. You could say or do whatever you want. You ain't hurting nobody. You doing something that you believe in. Why can't this man be allowed to believe so strongly in something that he takes the steps he feels he needs to, like no matter what it is? If that's something he want to do, let him do it.
This is my opinion. Everybody says he's crying about the upper people in fashion not letting them in to their area. Sway on Sway in the Morning Show had a valid point. He asked him, he said, why don't you start your own? And Kanye sort of wowed out on him on Sway. If y'all ain't see the interview on Sway in the Morning, y'all gotta check that out. Sway in the Morning on Kanye. It's all over the internet. But he said, Kanye was saying, Sway, you ain't put your money up. You ain't lose $13 million, which is understandable. Which Sway had a good point too. My opinion about Kanye is that he's sort of dreaming out loud. You know what I mean? Instead of like most people do, behind closed doors, they have conflicts within themselves. They confuse themselves on what they talking about. He just do it in the media.
Yeah,
which I don't see nothing wrong with that, because I'm human and I can look at him even though he might be saying it on the radio. I can relate to that. You know, sometimes I feel this way today. Sometimes I feel that way today. It might contradict what I said. You know what I mean? I'm human. But
that's a side note. The only people that don't contradict themselves is fake people.
Right.
Because there's no way your opinion can't change about something in some way.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you're not keeping it real with yourself and everybody else, then you're going to be that person that everybody knows, oh, he always feel the same way, or he or she always takes the same stance on a subject.
Right.
If you that type of person, to me, you fake, because anything can happen to change an opinion. Anything can happen to change the way you view something. You can learn something, and it can change your whole point of view about it. If you learn, it depends on what you know and what you have experienced in your life. Like Amar said, people don't take the time to consider that we act the same way as Kanye, but we just do it behind closed doors, like he said.
Yeah. So you have really, who should you respect more? Like that deserves more.
That's what I
more
think.
Respect to me. If you can, especially being on as big as a stage as he is, if you can
still be yourself,
and still embrace your imperfections in front of the camera like that. That takes a lot more confidence than be in your room and change your mind about something, go back and forth, and don't want nobody to know that this is really you,
right,
and put on some front when you go outside. Why do that? Why not just live and don't care what nobody think about it? I respect that. I wish I could do that more often, honestly.
Yeah, and it make you want to do that more often, because when you listen to him, you sort of feel yourself being like, why? You know, sometimes I be wanting to say stuff, but I just don't say it. But in reality, communication is the key to a lot of things. So for a person that doesn't say how they feel about a certain situation, you only holding yourself back.
Right.
You can't go wrong with saying how you feel about something, but you can go wrong with not saying nothing.
Exactly.
That's my thing.
Exactly. And more so on the fight that he's facing, the reason why, we can't understand it because we're not on that level, but if you just open your mind, you can understand it, because in some points in life we face it. You may have the means or the know-how or the skill to do a certain thing, but you have closed door after closed door after closed door when you're trying to do it, and it frustrates anybody because you know what you can do. You know in your heart, and you know that what you can do is a great thing or a good thing, or you have skills in it, or it can happen for you, but you just run into all these roadblocks, and you run into this roadblock, that roadblock, and somebody opens the door for you, and then they trying to change what you want to do to fit them a little bit more. You know what I mean? So we all deal with that, and we just gotta look at Kanye as an example of just realness. You know what I mean? He's a real person. He's keeping it real, 100. You know what I mean? You gotta respect that. And if he's one of those people that the way they say things is off-putting.
Right.
But if you really read between the lines and understand what it is that he's talking about, you can more than likely relate. Everybody has a situation like that in their life. You can more than likely relate to it. So when a person is talking, that goes for anything. And then just try to read between the lines and see where that's really coming from, and see if you can relate before you judge. See if you can relate in any level before you judge, because there's always something you can learn from every person.
I think people,
you know what I mean?
as a whole, just like to oppose something to get their self out there, or get people talking to them about something. Like, you just want to go against something, no matter what it is,
Right.
especially if it's something on that big of a stage. If Kanye doing this, oh, I got a problem with it. Okay, now everybody else has to have a problem with it because it's popular to be against it, or everybody else is against it, so I need to be against it too, just so I can join this conversation. And
Right.
It's crazy the way people think when in situations like that, man. Just if you be yourself.
But I'm glad you brought Kanye up too, because that takes me to something that I've been thinking about for the past couple of days, and that is some people feel like, why is he even bugging out? He got all this money, he got all this fame, he got the girl, you know what I mean? He got it all. Why is he wilding out? But see, what we don't understand is something that I think Kanye does understand. He hasn't expressed it yet, but I really think he understands that the material things and the power and the money that you have is not real power.
New subject. NBA, man. Like I said, I'm a Portland Trailblazers fan through thick and thin, man. I mean, right now our chat is jumping, our Facebook chat jumping off the wall.
Yeah.
Sooner or later we gonna have it, our
Shout out
Google.
to Charles Malone, Norman
Right.
J. Jones,
Right.
Boney Slim. These is all Facebook pages, so look them up.
Yeah, we gonna have our Google chat thing up, so we'll have y'all be able to see us later. We ain't got it right now. This is our first episode. Y'all got bad with us, you feel me? But yeah, like I said, I'm a Portland fan, man. This man is a Chicago fan.
Chicago fan since 08.
You can say I'm an OKC
Yeah,
fan,
yeah.
but I'm not really a basketball fan.
Right.
But at least I'm sticking to my team.
Sal can go a little bit more deeper into what bandwagon riders is, but I just know we got a lot of them right now. That's all I know.
Bandwagon is like a disease. It's like a spreading disease right now, man. It's crazy. Like I was talking to them about when I was growing up, I had people older than me, my brothers and my father or whatever, that was fans of certain teams. But they was fans of these teams when they was the worst team in the league, the best team. Like, this is the first year Portland has been being talked about like this. But he's been a fan for years, you know what I mean?
Right.
Me personally, I'm a Bulls fan. Like I said, I've been a Bulls fan since 08, since Ben Gordon, Andres Nocioni, Lou Al was there. Though that was when I started becoming a fan. But my favorite player is Derrick Rose. And all the talk now is about this injury, this new injury. Everybody know he was out last season.
Right.
Derrick Rose, it was injury the last season, and now everybody is talking about he's done, and the new guys, Paul George and all this and that. But the problem that I keep having is with people that are so quick to jump from one thing when it's good to the next thing that's good. And I think I don't know where it comes from. I put the question out there a while ago, but I just want to put it back out there again.
Started with LeBron.
Maybe it's true, but I need to know where this came from and why is it so acceptable now, whereas back then you would be laughed at or you would be talked about if you was to be a bandwagon fan back in the day.
I think I got a good perspective on that, and even though I'm not such a big, and by me not being a big basketball fan, it keeps my mind open. So my perspective on it starts with the players. It's starting with the players too. Like
Right.
the biggest move currently is the LeBron move and the Ray Allen move, and I've been asking about that in the chat, and we got a few responses. We're gonna tell y'all what they saying. But as far as LeBron moving, I think it's a means of instant gratification. That's the way I label it. You know what I mean? They have a goal in mind, and they don't want to fight through the struggles to get to that goal. If they see an easier route, they take the easier route. You know what I mean? And that's a character flaw to me. Because, like, you got people like Michael Jordan who stuck it out, got beat up by, Detroit, all kinds of stuff that they went through. Even Magic Johnson stuck with the Lakers through everything.
And touching on that, I just want everybody to know, I as a Portland fan, I hate the Lakers. They are the worst